Welcome back to Beernid 40K. Today the models from the Blackstone Fortress game have gotten shiny new beta rules, which include a brand new faction for the game itself, Servants of the Abyss. We're going to take a quick look at the new faction today and my initial thoughts on how they will work in Kill Team 40K. So like this video, subscribe to the Beernid 40K cult of subscribers, and let's get into it. So we've known that these new Chaos models were coming to Kill Team for a few weeks now, but we didn't know they would be their own faction. My own assumption was that these would be added to the game as Heretic Astartes, and this would give a much needed boost to a struggling faction. Heretic Astartes just haven't been the best faction in Kill Team. Yes, they've had some success in tournaments due to the fact that they can spam high body counts, which is really important in objective games. However, in friendly games and campaigns, they have just really struggled to perform due to the relative squishiness of the faction and their lack of ability to bring meaningful amounts of special weapons like plasma. In non-objective games, against things like Admech, which can take 6 plasma calibers and great melee options at the same time, or against Imperial Guard, which can easily field 8 plasma guns, the bad guys of 40K have really struggled in the meta of Kill Team. So when it looked like new blood was coming into the game in the form of Seikars for the faction, I was excited for the group of players trying to make it work with them. But the new faction, Servants of the Abyss, is exactly that, a new faction. And they're their own entity which does not have the ability to ally with the other Chaos Marines at this point, at least not in match play games. So, are these good? Yeah, I think they can be decent. I think they can work on first glance, but like many factions, I don't see it being competitive in the way that GW might have intended this faction to be run. For example, I don't think that the Chaos Marines themselves are very good. These guys have no special weapons to upgrade, and so with only 1 wound, you're going to struggle if you just sit there and plop down a bunch of these Marines and run them as another Chaos Marine army, even if you include the new Seikars and things like that. Now, there is a tactic allowing you to pass shooting attacks off onto another non-Marine model, which can potentially keep them on the board longer, but a single toughness for Marine with a bolter isn't really a huge priority to keep alive, in my opinion. Instead, I really like things like the Negev Alt Cultists. For only 9 points, you get a model with a 5-up invuln, 5-up feel no pain, and 3 attacks base. But these guys have some special rules under the hood to make them even better. On successful charges, for example, you roll a d6, and on a 6, one of the models you charge takes a mortal wound. They also have 3 attacks base, and with their weapon, they're hitting at strength 5. And even though the weapons have no AP, hit rolls of 6 generate an additional 3 attacks. So these guys are pretty good on first glance, and if I was playing this faction, I would probably convert a few extras and take at least 6 of these for 54 points total. Another option I would take would be the Rogue Seikar. Yes, they're 20 points, but with 4 wounds and the ability to cast Cybele and deal mortal wounds, really, in my opinion, this helps to make up for the faction's lack of special weapons. I also really like the idea of Traitor Guardsmen for 5 points in objective games. The 2 gunners and the sergeant you can take cost the same as a plain Traitor Guardsman for now, so these little 5-point guys do add a slight amount of versatility to the team as well. So those 3 units, the Negev Alt Cultists, the Seikar, and the Traitor Guardsmen, are my top picks on first glance. I do see a single Beastman Zealot specialist as an option potentially, but if you have the points, I think the Negev Alt Cultists are better. However, the built-in Zealot effect of +1 strength, +1 attack on the charge makes taking one of these Beastmen and making them a Zealot spec hit at strength 6 with 4 attacks on the charge, so he's decent. And of course, the faction does have a commander option as well, but I haven't given him a fair look yet, so I'm just not sure what's the best way to run him. You're locked into the Fortitude specialism, so you're going to need to find a build that works for him coming from that upgrade tree. However, with the melee-oriented approach that looks most competitive to me at this early stage, I do think having a beat stick with a Thunderhammer and a plasma pistol is a good thing. It's the only plasma pistol in the entire faction though, so the short range and the ability to insta-gib your own commander on accident would make me be really careful with that. And that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed this first look, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts as well. I'm busy painting up some Hormagaunts to potentially take to the Las Vegas Open, so maybe I'll get a video up on some Tyranid painting soon. And I'm still working on my Death Watch too, so I'm going to do a paint along on that as well. In fact, I might be doing a lot of painting videos in the near future, come to think of it. I have a lot of cult stuff to get painted for my collection, and to have that ready in case the Star Gods give our beloved Genestealer cults some love in the Codex coming soon. So if any of that interests you or you enjoyed today's video, then hit that like button, subscribe to the cult, and I'll talk with you again soon here on Beernid 40K.